Greetings from Elite English Academy. Dear friends, in this video I am going to decode Net English syllabus with 6 months study plan. Now let's analyze the syllabus. The code number given to English is 30. The syllabus consists of 10 units. First 4 units: drama, poetry, fiction, short story and non-fictional prose. Then there is a note. The first 4 units must also be tested through comprehension passages to assess critical reading, critical thinking and writing skills. These 4 units will cover all literatures in English. That means anything that comes under the category of English literature across the world that should be studied for the first 4 units. So it is very difficult to study from genre wise, but we have to study from age wise. For example, age of Chaucer, then age of Shakespeare, then Jacobean age, Restoration age. So like that, in every age, you have to categorize who are the dramatists, who are the poets, who wrote both drama and poetry. Then in the later part, fiction, short story, non-fictional prose. So in every age, if you categorize the works based on the genre, then it will be easy for preparation. That's how we are doing it. Then afterwards, Unit 5. Language, basic concepts, theories and pedagogy, English in use. So this concentrates on English as a language, how it evolved, even from the Old English period, then Middle English period, then in the recent time, how English as a language has evolved, how language has undergone changes, then how the spelling reformation has taken place, how English is given importance as a subject in different universities and different countries, what are the different pedagogies involved in teaching English. So these different things are involved in Unit 5. Unit 6, English in India, History, Evolution and Futures. So how English came into India, how it crossed the historical political hurdles and how it has occupied the highest place in the modern India. That has to be studied properly in Unit 6. Then the remaining 3 units, Unit 7 Cultural Studies, Unit 8 Literary Criticism, Unit 9 Literary Theory Post-World War, that has to be studied in sequence. First, literary criticism, that is classical criticism up to 20th century. Then afterwards, literary theories. Then afterwards, cultural studies. If you study in sequence like that, it will be very useful to recall, and from exam point of view, you can do in a better way. The 10th one is the interesting unit, research methods and materials in English. This is exclusively meant for how English has been used in research, how various research fields are available and research methods are available in English language and literature. So, based on this analysis, if you take the first 4 units, even if you study for 5 years, there is always a room for something new. There is always something new to be studied because there will be new dramas, new poetry. So just you have to add more. Whereas if you concentrate on the remaining 6 units, so there are limited things. Except literary theories, the remaining things are about past. So definitely if you concentrate more on units 5 to 10, you can crack the exam easily. So now paper 1. Paper 1, as usual, it consists of 10 units: teaching aptitude, research aptitude, comprehension, communication, mathematical reasoning and aptitude, logical reasoning, data interpretation, information and communication technology, people and development and environment, higher education system. So if you have a close look at the syllabus, for an English literature students, first 4 units are cakewalk. Based on our literature study, based on our perspective towards life and practical teaching learning approach, teaching aptitude, research aptitude, So these two have relevance in the second paper also. Reading comprehension, only literature students can do better. Then communication, about classroom communication, how the teaching should be effective based on communication. So these four units are the most important as units based on English literature students perspective, because so in each unit there will be 5 questions. If you are able to answer 4 questions right in these 4 units, so that itself will take you between 15 to 20 marks. So if you score 15 marks out of the first 4 units, then the remaining thing will be cakewalk. If you go for the next 3 units, the unit 5, 6, 7, these are the 3 units in which the students find it very difficult, especially English literature students, because there are two types of minds. So there is a factual mind and associative mind. Since we have been exposed to different stories, so nearly for 10 to 15 years, our mind has become more imaginative. We always add something when we say. So whereas here, what is required? Mathematical reasoning to the point, factual mind, logical reasoning, data interpretation. But at the same time, if you get right orientation in these topics, if you manage 2 to 3 questions right in every topic here, definitely no one can stop you from scoring more than 30. In our center, we have very beautiful lessons and training sessions and practice sessions in which you can become familiar with all these three important topics. Then like mathematics students, like an engineering student, like a science student, you can easily pass or you can easily master these three topics. Then unit 8, so unit 8, 9, 10, these are all knowledge based. So though you are not familiar with these things, so if you study our material, you will become familiar with the facts. If you are able to recall those facts, then you can easily answer the questions in the exam. So I'm not ambitious regarding this aspect, but I can give you or we provide you very good materials for unit 8, 9, 10 and teaching sessions also. Based on the input, surely you can score 3 questions right in each unit minimum. So dear friends, if you have the overall view of paper 1 syllabus, as I already said, the minimum target should be 25 marks. But at the same time, if you cross 30, definitely you will be eligible for even JRF. But I would suggest the careful analysis and detailed preparation and systematic approach to this syllabus and our material will take you closer to 40 marks. So if you have an eye on JRF and net exam, you please join us. Definitely we can train you in the right way. And moreover, this paper 1 is available for all students, not only for English literature students, for all students it is available. If anyone wants to access paper 1, you can join that course individually. Now let's discuss the exam pattern. So those who have written already, they are familiar with this. This is for the students who haven't appeared for net exam. So there are two papers, paper 1 and paper 2. In paper 1, the number of questions 50. So each question carries 2 marks. So totally 100 marks. Paper 2, 100 questions, 100 into 2, 200 marks. So the total number of questions 150 and the maximum marks 300. The duration 3 hours. The first paper is collected within a, then the remaining 2 hours will be spending for paper 2. So the exam will be conducted through online. That is the reason why we give you online practice. Then the eligibility. So once you complete the exam, who will be eligible to receive net exam certificate? If you are from general category, in both the papers, minimum you have to score 40 percentage, right? So they call it as aggregated marks. So if you belong to OBC and other category, so 35 percentage in both the papers. This is the basic requirement. Of course, once you complete all these things, from the registration, 60% of students are allowed to clear the exam. So it is very painful to say. Sometimes the students clear the papers individually. So technically they are passed, but at the same time they are not eligible to receive the certificate. That happens because of this 6% of mark. So among these 6%, so the first percentage, so those who have highest rank in all the subjects, they are given the eligibility for JRF. So they receive stipend to do PhD for 3 years. Right. So based on this, how many questions one should answer correct based on the 2019 cutoff? So for unreserved category, 52 for lectureship. Then that means for paper 1, 26 questions you have to answer correct out of 50 questions. So for paper 2, out of 100 questions, you might have answered 52 questions correct. That means 104. For OBC category, 46 was the percentage cutoff. So in paper 1, 23 and paper 2, 46. Here one more important thing is, so together I have calculated. But if you have scored 20, that is the maximum minimum requirement. So if you have compensated that mark in the second paper, no problem. So roughly this should be your plan. According to 2019 cutoff, for different categories, for general 52, OBC 46, the remaining categories, so of course 43 and 42. So based on this, you have to calculate. So what would be the safer side? If you belong to the general category, in paper 1, a 30. In paper 2, 50 plus. Then definitely you can make it. For OBC and other categories, so the mark ranges are very closer. So what you have to go for, in paper 1 at 25 out of 50 you have to score 25 questions correct. In paper 2 a 50, that will be the safer side, because every time, so 2% you have to weigh, either 2% above or 2% less. So this should be your plan. In paper 1, out of 50, 25. In paper 2, out of 100, 50 questions. So if you answer like this, definitely no one can stop you from passing NET exam next time. Now let me give you the study plan for 6 months. So when you join the course, you'll be with us for 6 months. For paper 2, you can take 5 months, whereas for paper 1, you can take 20 days. So 5 months, 5 into 30, roughly 150 days. One unit can be studied for 2 weeks approximately. So within 14 days, you can complete one unit. So for 10 units, similarly, within 20 weeks, so that is 140 days, definitely you can be thorough with the paper 2. Whereas paper 1, maximum you are affordable to spend 20 days. 2 days per unit. So within 20 days you can complete it. So remaining 20 days, review for 10 days. Definitely you may have to take break in between. So 10 days are allotted for break. So this is the overall plan. But at the same time, if you are good at learning one particular chapter or one particular unit quickly, that time can be used for the preparation of the other unit. So this is the overall plan. So what I would suggest regarding the preparation of NET exam is, it is not hard work, it is smart work. So there is plenty of material available. So what to study, how much to study, that is more important. For example, so there are different novels. It is not possible to read all the novels. So even if you read all the novels in English, that may take 2 or 3 years. So it is not needed. So there is a basic difference between doing PhD and preparing for NET exam. If you do PhD, you will take one particular topic and you will go for deeper study. Whereas for the NET exam, you need not go for deeper study, but you should have the bird's eye view on everything. So something of everything you should become familiar with. Whereas for other competitive exam, so based on the given syllabus, you have to go deeper and deeper. Whereas for NET exam preparation, if you become familiar with the facts of whatever is available, definitely you can crack it. That's what we do. So we go for the deeper analysis of the works. We give the essence to you. We give as much fact as possible about different things in a consolidated way. So if you become familiar with that, tracking NET exam will be that much easy. Whenever the students join online or offline course, the default question is, if I join your course, can I really clear the NET exam? At this juncture, I would like to remind what happened during the Second World War. In 1945, England was surrounded by enemy aircrafts. People believed it is done, England will be destroyed. At that time, the then Prime Minister, Winston Churchill, he made a 3-minute radio speech in which he made a statement: I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat. So, this content motivated millions of English people and they fought valiantly and they won the war. Dear friends, I would like to suggest the same. I won't make a false promise. If you join, you can clear the NET exam. But you can clear the NET exam provided if you are willing to work. We have the right strategy, we have the correct materials, and we can give you the correct path. If you stick to the plan, if you are ready to work hard, definitely with your hard work, with our guidance, definitely you can reach the goal. What you see on the picture is the statue of a self-made person. I have seen the same statue in some of the educational institutions at the entrance itself. When you join a course in a college or institution, the content provided and the atmosphere given is common to everyone. It is up to you to shape yourselves. Especially the nature of English literature students is different. English literature students become familiar with the life. I always say English literature students are matured than others. So you know what is right and what is wrong because you have been studying life. So this is the time you have to realize where you are. You have to set your goal. You know what is your goal. So you have to clear NET exam so that you can become a professor of English. So if you want that, you have to clear this exam. If you want to do so, you have to take effort. I have seen when the students start the preparation at the beginning of MA English, when they are doing second MA, they clear it. At least at the beginning of second MA, you have to start. If you do it within 1 or 2 attempts, you can easily clear. Please remember, you are the architect of your own future. With the right tool, with the correct strategy, you can reach great height. The role of the educational institutions like us is to give you the right thing and to show you the right path. If you are ready to undergo the pain of preparation, if you are ready to undergo the pain of preparation and the focusing your mind, definitely you can reach great heights. We can assure of that. Dear friends, if you decide to start your journey to clear your NET exam with Elite English Academy, feel free to call 6381 458485. Thank you. All the best.